I am called.
I am called.
I am called.
I am called to help people see where God intersects in their life.
I am called.
I'm called.
I am called as a deacon.
So I'm called to be with my faith community in worship, to be with my faith community in service, and with them as they live their lives.
I am called to word, service, justice, and compassion.
I am called.
I live my calling by enabling people to move beyond their four walls to places where they can break those walls down.
We're called to be the hands and feet of Jesus, and we're called to lead others into that servant ministry. But that looks like so many different things.
By creating space, sacred space, to call people away to places that they might hear God more clearly, and to look at their lives and the stories that they are living, to see where God is working, has worked, and may have yet work for them to do.
I'm called to the Wesleyan tradition of passion for social holiness and ministry with the poor.
I live my calling through planning, writing, rehearsing, and living worship.
I'm called to teach and to evangelize in our community and getting our church members out of our walls to connect our church to the community in which we live.
To think about, what does faith and business have to do with one another? And it has been a gift to be able to work with local business leaders within United Methodist congregations to say, who you hire matters. It matters to God, it matters to your community.
It's my love for the Word and helping us not only know the Word, but to live it out, to be good stewards of that Word, and to let it change our lives and to live into that change.
And then I think about it in terms of being with them as they live their lives around the table, both in fellowship and in creating community, and being able to say, this is how we live our lives together. And then I think about the table in terms of service. We pick this table up, this table that we eat around when we live our lives together, this table that we go to during Eucharist, and this table that we pick up and take out into the community when we serve. And then we don't really pick up the table and take it out there, but it's certainly in our minds and in our hearts and how we think about what that table means to us.
I hope that by interacting with me, folks will get a glimpse of God's faithfulness and the radical acceptance that Jesus Christ offers, and the invitation to healing and wholeness.
In the liturgy, we find sort of all the things that deacons are called to. We find the word proclaimed. We find service to one another. We find deep compassion in the prayer of confession and in pardon. And we find justice in that we are set back right with God and we're set right with one another.
I knew God was calling me, but it took a while to figure it out. I describe my call as more of a crock pot call than a microwave call.
I knew God was calling me my senior year of college when I was majoring in physics and French, and yet I felt most passionate about my experiences in my local United Methodist church there.
And something about connecting the church with the world made my heart sing. Going in and out of the church felt more rewarding and life-giving than only leading on the inside.
Because it wasn't something that I could imagine for myself. And it wasn't something that I would have ever imagined for myself.
As a 16-year-old, God continued to provide opportunities for ministry leadership in my life through teaching and preaching at Chrysalis and worship leadership in my youth ministry in my district. And as I started to pursue college, I felt this decision had to be made between art school or pursuing the ministry for the church.
I knew God was calling me when other disciples of Jesus Christ, other elders, other deacons, other lay people were encouraging me to listen. I'm not the best listener.